My dear students, how are you? Are you fine? Yes, I'm also fine by the grace of Almighty. And I also hope that you were keeping very well at your home. And also you were reading very attentively, because it is high time for you to study properly at your home. So, dear students, it is my fourth class with you, and today I'm going to teach you about transformation. And you know that in your syllabus in 9 and 10 you have 10 marks on transformation. So I'm not going in detail of transformation, but I will just try to give you some basic ideas about interchange of simple, complex and compound sentences. And it is my experience that I have seen in the classroom that most of the students face difficulties in changing simple, complex and compound sentences in transformation. So let us start. So before we start, I would like to give you some ideas. So these ideas, I think, will help you a lot in changing simple, complex and compound sentences. Okay, so let's see on the board. On the board you see that in simple sentence we have written here one subject plus one finite verb. Okay, one subject and one finite verb. Okay, that means in simple sentence you will see only one subject and one finite verb. Okay, we will give examples later on. At first, try to have the basic ideas. And in compound sentence, you will see one coordinate clause, that means coordinate clause 1 plus, I have written here for your better understanding, fanboys. Fanboys, if we go for abbreviation for this fanboys, it will stand just like it. F means for, A means and, N means neither nor or not only but also. B stands for but, O stands for or, Y stands for yet, and finally S stands for so. So what does it mean? Actually, fanboys means coordinating conjunctions that are used to connect two clauses in compound sentences. So fanboys are coordinating conjunctions that you have to use in your compound sentence. And you will see another clause in compound sentence. This clause is coordinate clause 2. Okay. So let me tell you again, or let me explain it. Compound sentence, in compound sentence, coordinate clause, you will see coordinate clause 1, and to link coordinate clause 1 and coordinate clause 2, you have to use fanboys. As I told you before, that fanboys stands for coordinating conjunctions in compound sentence. These are the very basic ideas you must have, I think. And in complex sentence, you will see one principal clause, or one independent clause, and one or more subordinate clause or dependent clause in complex sentence. So you can clearly see that these three types of sentences are quite different from each other. Okay? So you must know the differences among these sentences. Actually, what is the difference between simple compound or compound complex? That means you must have the knowledge about identification of each sentence. If you can identify each sentence separately, then it will be easy for you to go for change. Because if you don't, or if you can't identify what a simple sentence is, or what a compound sentence is, or what a complex sentence, or what is the pattern of a complex sentence, so it will not be possible for you. So that's why it is my suggestion for you that at first you must have the basic ideas about these three sentences. And you know that these three sentences are based on a structure, because each sentence has their own structure. So let me just explain again. In transformation, you will see the interchange of simple, complex and compound sentences. And simple sentence in Bangla we call it সরল বাক্য. And compound sentence, it is called in Bangla যৌগিক বাক্য, compound. In your Bangla grammar also, you have these types of sentences, যৌগিক বাক্য, and complex sentence means জটিল বাক্য. Okay, so you see that these three sentences, that means simple, compound and complex sentences, they are quite different from each other. And if you just have the knowledge about the structures of these three sentences, that is how they are structured or how they are formed, so it will be easy for you to change one from another. So now I will show you some examples. Okay, these three types of examples. Later we will just go for change. So let me show you some examples. Simple. For example, we have told that in simple sentence you will find only one subject and one finite verb. So one subject, for example, I have written as subject we. We eat to live. We eat to live. So we have only one subject here, we, and one finite verb, eat. One subject, one finite verb. And to live is infinitive. It is infinitive. Okay? It is infinitive. In fact, in simple sentence, we use infinitive, participle, gerund, and phrases. Okay? So just try to understand. In simple sentence, we use infinitive, participle, gerund, and phrases. But nowhere in any sentence we can use it. That means we cannot use this infinitive or participle or gerund or phrases anywhere in compound or complex sentences. So please try to understand. I'm trying to give you some very basic ideas because especially the students of class 9, it is the topic it is a very new topic for you. Though the students of class 10, you have studied it for 1 year in 9, but in the students of 9, it is quite an unfamiliar topic to you. So if the sentence we eat to live is turned into compound, then you will have to think now two clauses. You will have to expand it. Coordinate clause 1 and coordinate clause 2. Okay. So in coordinate clause 1, that means clause means one subject, one verb. So in coordinate clause 1, we can write we eat. Now we will go for what? We will go for fanboys. That means now we will use coordinating conjunction. Fanboys. Any one of coordinating conjunction keeping resemblance with your sentence or clauses. You will have to connect two clauses now. So we eat, we can write here and. We eat and we may, and the subject we may live. Okay. So you see that in simple sentence we have only one subject, one finite verb, and we have used infinitive. But in compound sentence, dear students, you see one subject, one verb, and we have used a coordinating conjunction. Any one of fanboys. And this is coordinating conjunction 2. Okay? So this is coordinating conjunction 1. Coordinating clause 1. Coordinating clause 1. And this is coordinating clause 2. Okay? And it is linked or connected with fanboys or coordinating conjunction and. So this is the characteristic of compound sentence. Very easy. Okay? You must have these basic ideas. And now if you go for complex sentence, how you can form it or what will be the structure of it. As I told you before that in complex sentence, you need now one principal clause and one subordinate clause. In secondary level, for changing, actually you were given only one principal clause and one subordinate clause. But in higher level, with one principal clause, you can see one or more subordinate clauses. Okay. So, complex sentence, how you can form it. Now we can write we eat. We eat. Now you need a subordinating conjunction. After principal clause, now it is principal clause. It is principal clause or independent clause. We eat. Now you need a subordinating conjunction. We eat so that, or in order that, you can write also, or in order that we eat so that we may live. So now in complex sentence, the sentence is quite different from other two sentences. We have written here one principal clause, and we have used here subordinate conjunction, and we have written another clause. This is called subordinate clause. So how you can know that this part is subordinate clause? How you can know it? It is very easy. Before subordinate clause, you must use a subordinate conjunction. In my next class, I will give you a chart of a list of subordinate conjunction. Already you have got a list of coordinate conjunction in a very simple way. That means fanboys. Fanboys means all are coordinate conjunctions, and in complex sentence we use subordinate conjunctions to connect two clauses. Okay? So in my next class, I will give you a list of subordinate conjunctions. For example, so that, who, which, what, where, when, how, until, till, unless, if, though, although, since, because, etc. So that you can easily understand. Don't worry about this changing. In fact, if you have the very basic ideas about changing, that means how a simple sentence is formed, how a compound sentence is formed or structured, or how a complex sentence is structured or formed, then it will be very easy for you, dear learners. So now let me come to a conclusion. As I told you before that, in transformation, you have this changing, that means interchange of simple comes compound, and in simple sentence you will see only one subject, one finite verb. In compound sentence you will see two coordinate clauses, coordinate clause 1 and 2, linked with coordinate conjunctions, and these coordinate conjunctions are fanboys. And in complex sentence you will see one principal clause, one subordinate clause linked with subordinate conjunctions. As I told you that I will give you a list of subordinate conjunctions in my next class. So just study all these basic ideas about your home and try to just find out the identification, or try to know the identification just of these sentences. Then it will be easy for you. So if you it is not just what should I say, you shouldn't just think about the difficulties. Actually, there's nothing difficulties here, I think. Okay, so today all for now. In my next class, I promise, if the God is willing, I will just come before you, and I will try to just go for change, detailed change, and I will give you a list of subordinate conjunctions. In fact, these are the very, very basic ideas. Okay, so stay home, stay safe, and study properly, and just try to be healthy and maintain hygiene. So dear students, thank you. Goodbye.